Is Leadville going to get canceled? A massive wildfire has been burning near the course since last month, and the Leadville Race Series has already canceled last weekend's Silver Rush 50 races. So we need to consider the possibility of a canceled or altered Leadville. I'll dig into the latest updates on the fire and talk through some riders to watch should the race go on. Before I dive in, be sure to subscribe to Ryan MTB on Substack to directly support my coverage of Leadville and mountain bike racing. That's ryanmtb.substack.com. The Willow Fire broke out on June 28th in the Mount Massive Wilderness area, and that's in the mountains west of Leadville. The fire is now at over 6,500 acres and sits at just 29% containment. Several areas near Leadville are under mandatory evacuations, and areas on the western outskirts of the actual city of Leadville are under pre-evacuation warnings. Most relevant to the Leadville discussion is the Sugarloaf Mountain and Powerline area. This is at the beginning and end of the out and back 100-mile mountain bike course at Leadville, and maps show that the area is impacted in the burn zone. Most of the course has actually not burned. The course goes to the east and south of the burn area, but the fire perimeter on the north side is right at the Powerline Road. In addition to the fire boundary, most of the course is in either an evacuation or pre-evacuation zone. And race organizers haven't said much about the status of the event. A message on their website says the following, quote, "We are closely monitoring the Willow Fire and working with local officials. The situation is actively evolving, and we will continue to share updates with you through email and social media." So not a ton from the race organizers. I do think it's possible that Leadville could consider rerouting the course away from Powerline, but that will obviously alter the character of the race since Powerline is such a brutal climb, and it really makes or breaks everyone in the race, whether you're a champion racing at the front or your average Joe Leadville participant. So with not a ton of info, everybody's sitting in a bit of limbo, but I hope the fire information is helpful. And with that, let's jump into a little bit of a Leadville preview show and talk about some riders to watch. In the men's category, the obvious person to talk about is Keegan Swenson, who is on a 5-year winning streak at Leadville. The Utah resident just has the perfect power to weight ratio and is exceptionally talented at racing at altitude. Another man to watch is John Gaston. And if that name isn't familiar, it's because he's a ski-mo racer, ski mountaineering, and not a regular mountain bike racer. But he lives in Colorado and always goes to Leadville, and from his ski-mo racing is obviously pretty talented at high altitude efforts. And he actually got hit by a cameraman last year, so we'll be looking to avenge that frustrating race out this time. Cole Patton just won his third career USA Marathon Mountain Bike National Championship last weekend in Virginia. So he's on good form and will be showing off the Stars and Stripes jersey once again. In the Lifetime Grand Prix standings, Swenson is tied with his Specialized teammate, Matt Beers. And Beers is a Cape Epic champion and obviously no stranger to hard races, but whoever does better at Leadville will tip over into the overall Grand Prix season lead. Alexei Vermeulen is in third in the overall standings, and really the Grand Prix is so stacked with talent that it's hard to predict who is going to do well versus who's going to have a bad day. Moving over to the women's race, 2023 champion Sofia Gomez Vichafanye is having an incredible season. She's won every race she's entered, including Unbound, the Traca, SBT Gravel, and obviously she's experienced at racing at Leadville. But I'd say the women's race is more competitive than the men's in terms of who could win. 2024 winner Melissa Rollins also just won the Marathon Nationals, and she's had a hard year of injury recovery. She broke her wrist and elbow ahead of the Cape Epic this spring, so has not done a ton of racing and will be eager to get another result, and has proven she can win Leadville. Last year's champion Kate Courtney will not be in attendance as she just announced her switch to the road on the Women's World Tour with FDJ United Suez team. and she's targeting the 2028 Olympic Games, so she will not be racing Leadville or much mountain bike at all the next couple of years. Hannah Otto is another recent winner, and is also exceptionally talented at marathon racing. She just placed third at Marathon Nationals after holding the Jersey and championship title in 2025. And she also lives in Utah, so is used to racing at altitude. Looking at the Grand Prix standings, Cecily Decker is in second place overall behind Vichafanier, and Decker placed third at Leadville last year and was actually ahead of Vichafanier. So that duo will be an interesting storyline to watch, how those two riders do comparatively to each other. Rosa Klosar is in third, but she has less mountain bike experience and less high altitude racing experience. So I'm not sure how she will do at Leadville. But one rider I would watch, a little bit of a dark horse, is Sarah Lange, who placed second at SBT. She barely lost the win in the last couple miles, and she's placed top 10 at Leadville in the past, so look out for her. That wraps up today's Leadville video. Hope you found it helpful, entertaining, and just one more reminder to subscribe at ryanmtb.substack.com. There's just not a whole lot of outlets covering cross-country mountain biking, and I'm trying to bring a professional level of coverage, high quality and standard of coverage to the sport that we all love. And if I get enough paid subscribers, it's just like $10 per month, so not a ton at all. That will help me attend Leadville in person to bring you even more in-depth race coverage. So subscribe at ryanmtb.substack.com, and I'll see you next time.